welcome back to my channel, and today is day 4 of the Embodying Your Higher Self challenge. If you're not already, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow along so you too can embody your higher self. We are talking about meditating today, so let's get into it. Meditating can have so many different benefits. So what I'm going to do today is go through exactly the benefits that it can give you. There is multiple others, but these are just the main ones that it can actually help you with. And then also I'm going to give you different methods in order to meditate. Now, remember, you don't need to meditate in order to become your higher self. This is just something that helps me along my journey. And I just want to share with you everything that is actually helping me in case it can help you as well. So first up, it can reduce stress and anxiety. Now, I feel both of these are very big ones that a lot of us deal with on a daily basis. And a lot of the time, we just don't know how to overcome them. So meditating is so good for this. What it allows us to do is actually just sit for a minute. It lets us go deep and it lets us figure out exactly the emotions and the feelings that we're feeling within our body. I find that when I'm meditating, I will put on some relaxing music, depending on what I'm trying to meditate about. We'll get into that a little bit later. But what I will then do is I will sit down and I'll make sure I've got my noise cancelling headphones on so I can truly be present with myself and how I am feeling. And then a lot of the time, you will notice that there is certain stresses on the body that you just need to release. And it is so powerful in order to actually release these stresses and anxieties that we are feeling. And it can give us the reasons as to why we are feeling it. Meditating is absolutely incredible for actually finding out the root cause of why we are feeling this way. The other benefits that I have felt have really helped me along my journey has been the memory and also concentration. So at the beginning of my meditating journey, my memory was shook. And when I say worse than a goldfish, I mean worse than a goldfish. It has been so bad, and I was really on the path of what do I do? What do I actually need to do to sort my memory out? I've done the brain training activities. I've been doing certain Sudokus each evening. I've been doing everything that you can think of when it comes to game form and what they tell you to do in order to improve your memory. Nothing seems to be really hitting like the nail on the head. Nothing seems to be helping. And then as soon as I started to meditate, I noticed that my memory was improving, and I was genuinely quite shocked. I didn't put this connection together until I started to read up about how meditating can actually help with your memory in general. So I noticed as soon as I stopped my meditating journey and I fall off the wagon a little bit, because let's be fair, we can't always keep up with all of these different things that we need to be doing to make sure that we are our higher selves every single day. It is very difficult, and this is why I'm doing this challenge, in order to helping us to actually build on these different habits that we need to implement in order to feel a bit better about ourselves and become that higher version of us. So one day it does just happen naturally, but at the beginning it doesn't. So we have to work on it. So I noticed when I stopped doing my meditations that my concentration and my memory were just getting worse, and things just weren't connecting as they used to. Obviously, my stress levels were going up, my anxiety levels were going up, and I've had a lot going on the past year. So it was really, really obvious to me how much meditating actually helped when I was doing it, and then how much it was allowing me to just fall back into my old patterns when I wasn't doing it. Now, I'm also an absolutely awful sleeper. When I say I'm awake pretty much the whole night rolling around, I don't sleep very well. But I don't feel at the point of being like not functional in the morning. I don't feel like I can't function. I just feel like I don't sleep very well, and I know that my brain is constantly going. Now, there could be another reason as to why this is happening. So if you do know, then let me know down below. If you also don't sleep very well, then drop a little heart emoji down below just to let me know that you're a real one. But I've noticed that when I was meditating more, my brain was a lot calmer. I was able to understand, obviously, my stresses, my anxieties a lot better and overcome certain things that I needed to overcome. So that actually then helped me when I was going to sleep. I wasn't thinking about everything and going around everything in my head. It was a lot calmer for me to actually fall asleep at night. So I do feel like that definitely helped when it came to my sleeping patterns as well. So it's definitely something to keep in mind if you are not feeling great when you're sleeping or you struggle to get to sleep. It could be a case of just needing to do a little meditation kind of every other day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long that you feel you need to, just to then help get into that swing of, is it going to help me? Is it not? Everything what we're talking about is going to be a trial and error. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So don't feel like you're doing it wrong if it doesn't work for you. Things like what we're talking about in this challenge isn't going to work for everybody. So don't be disheartened if it doesn't work. So, the different methods of meditating, and I just want to explain that I'm talking from a personal preference here of what works for me and what I've found helps me when I'm meditating. But there is so many other things out there that you can do in order to meditate. So, don't just take what I'm telling you as that's it, you have to pick one of them. There might be other versions of meditating that other people find really helpful, but I just haven't come across them yet. So, make sure that you are just taking this as a bit of a guide rather than a actual this is what you have to do. So, as I said before, I like to sit with my headphones on, noise cancelling, and I like to put a meditation music on. So, there is a lot of different meditations out there. You can find guided meditations where you are being spoke to by somebody throughout the meditation. They can include things where they are just talking to you, or they could ask you to repeat certain affirmations or certain things throughout the meditation. Or there could be ones where you're just following the music and just following along with the frequency of that tune that you are listening to. Now, the different types of methods that I use when meditating are one, I do a short form. So, when we were talking about our journaling sessions before, I do similar when it comes to my meditating sessions. So, I do a different variation of short, medium, and long meditations. So the short ones are more without music. I tend to sit for a good 5-10 minutes and I will just try and tap into what is going on in my brain, whether anything comes up, if there's something that just quickly pops to mind. And most likely, I will like to journal that down. So that comes hand in hand with the journaling. I like to, on the quicker ones, if anything just kind of simply pops into my brain, I will just jot that down so I don't forget what was coming to me at that time. The next method that I use is then the medium form, which is a bit of a longer, so it can be about 10 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on what I feel at that point in time. If I am getting a little bit more stressed than normal, I will do more of a 20 minute to a half an hour session on the medium form. And sometimes I will include the journaling within this, but a lot of the time I do like to just sit and listen to my music. Obviously, I have the frequency playing in my ears and it blocks out everything else. And I will sit on my sofa normally for this one and I will just kind of sit back. I will let the music play and I'll shut my eyes, have my hands in a position that is comfortable to me, either just laying down or doing whatever you want to do with your hands. I will sometimes get my crystals out. If you are very woo woo, obviously we are going to be getting woo. But it is something that I do like to do. I do sometimes get my crystals out as well. Energy flowing throughout the whole process of me meditating. There is a lot around meditation where you can bring in crystals and it's all about your chakras. And there is just so many deep dives that you can do. But we are here to just go through the quick and basic ideas of exactly what meditation is so you can begin and we can start embodying our higher self today. So, when it gets onto the longer form of meditating, I tend to lay on my bed for this one. I will use my headphones and put them on. I will also find a track that is a longer track. Sometimes this is a guided meditation, but a lot of the time it will just be the frequency that I'm listening to. So I tend to set an alarm for the specific time that I would like, and then I will put my noise cancelling headphones on, lay on my bed, put my crystals on, get comfortable, have my arms in a open receiving position, and then I will just allow myself to shut my eyes and go deep within the meditation. This can look different to everybody. Most of the time, you don't need to have the music playing. You can meditate solely through your mind and just listening to whatever is going on around you. Being out in nature is a brilliant way of doing a good meditation. If you are just listening to the sounds, listening to waves, or just the trees blowing, it is a really powerful way to meditate. And I do like to do that sometimes when I am able to get out to the beach or into just more of a open space. So a field foresty area can be really amazing because you're listening to all of the animals around you, the wind blowing, and it can just allow you to get into such a deep meditative state, which is just brilliant. And that's all that I have for you for today's video. I really hope this has helped. Try out all the different methods if you haven't already, and just find something that works for you and go on your meditating journey. I'm so excited for you to begin this journey into meditation and to release them blockages, them limiting beliefs, the stress and anxiety that you may feel. There are lots more tips to come, so make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And until next time, keep manifesting your biggest goals.